Welcome to this podcast with Miranda and Sarah. And today we're going to talk about a documentary from 1996 we just saw about a very exciting and quite controversial movement called the Dirty Girls. So to begin with, who were the Dirty Girls? Sarah?
Yes, so basically, the Dirty Girls were a group of 13-year-old girls from Los Angeles who refused to care about their looks. They didn't wash their hair, they dressed in clothes that other people called trashy. They didn't wear makeup, at least not in a normative and typical beautiful way, and they did nothing at all to look like a stereotypically good-looking girl or someone that is conscious about their looks. But Miranda, why were they doing this?
Well, to judge by the title, The Dirty Girls, it's easy to think that they were basically not taking care of their hygiene, but that was not their purpose. They created this counter movement to go against the ideal of women as perfect, well-dressed objects who just want to please men. They wanted to show their independency and speak up for their rights and also send out this message that you can be whoever you want to be. You don't have to dress up for anyone or please anyone, and just be yourself. So, how did the counter movement start from the beginning?
Well, it seems like it all started when the sisters Amber and Harper's parents divorced. And this drama made the girls question their surroundings and existence. They felt like they didn't want to care about what other people thought about them or what they expected from them as human beings or as from anyone as a human being, and especially as a girl. And they wanted to rebel, to make a revolt against everything. And when you come from a wealthy family, which these girls did, everyone expects you to be clean and decent. So one of the easiest ways to rebel against that is to be so-called dirty and trashy. Later on, other girls joined this movement, and after a while, they were a whole group of girls.
And how did other students in the school react?
Yeah, that is something I find most interesting about this documentary. The reactions from the other students at the school, because they didn't just ignore these girls; they were really provoked by them. People didn't just talk about them behind their backs, but they actually screamed things like "take shower" or "you smell disgusting" to their faces. And when they talk about the girls in the documentary to the camera, you get the feeling that they really thought these girls were sick or stupid or something. The other students at the school weren't just skeptical to what they were doing, but they were downright mean to the girls. And how did the girls react when others were making fun of them?
Well, they basically just didn't care. All the rumors that were going on and all the ugly words that were thrown at them, they just shrugged and laughed at it. And the girls actually says in the documentary that their belief why people put so much negative energy towards them is to make themselves feel higher and to give themselves more self-esteem and confidence. And they say that even though people think they're stupid, ugly, and nasty, it doesn't matter because at least they don't pretend to be someone they aren't. And I think why the Dirty Girls could stand up for themselves and don't care about what other people in school thought or said is much because they kept together. They were strong together and they helped each other to not care about what others said because they were a team. So, what do we think about this documentary? What we thought?
Well, at first, when I thought these girls were just refused to shower to prove a point or something, I felt a bit skeptical, just because I think there are other ways to prove this kind of point than to not take care of your hygiene. But when I realized that that was not the case, I became more understanding. I think these girls live in an environment different from ours, and I think more is required from them to really make a statement and to try to change something. I also understand that they want to rebel even more when people react the way they do, because in the end, all these girls want is to be able to be whoever they want and to look however they want, and that should be given for every woman in every age around the world.
Yeah, I agree. And also, when I first heard of it, this dirty girls thing, I was like, "What you?" But then when you really like get to know like the actual purpose, I think it's powerful. And in that age, like 13 years old girls, in that age, to stand up for yourself and don't care about others, I think that's brave. And also, when I think of myself in that age, struggling with bad self-esteem and self-confidence, and I was always trying to fit in, and that was basically the only thing that mattered. And because of that, it feels very refreshing and powerful to watch young people who just don't give a fuck, basically. So, to conclude, we can really recommend this documentary, or can you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, and it's about like 17 minutes long, and it's very uplifting. And Dirty Girls are actually still existing, and they are still standing up for women's rights, so that's great. Anyways, thank you for listening. See you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.